Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Russ Chason and really want to congratulate you, literally congratulate you for taking time from a busy schedule to be a part of a movement, a mission, a crusade to really bring back America. And you know, we hear the rhetoric, we hear it from Washington, we hear it all over the place, and yet we try to get our hands around what people are really doing. We're going to share with you tonight an individual here that is really, I guess, grounded the whole concept of the nonprofit industry. She's been at it for over 30 years. She's helped literally hundreds of organizations and hundreds of thousands of people build up the communities through the right method, the right vehicle, the right tools, the right system. And you're going to go through a webinar that allows you as an individual, wherever you are in this country, to capitalize on years and years and years of hard work, of taking something from ground level, perfecting it again and again and again. And that's why we're here today, is that each and every one of you has the opportunity to participate in bringing back America through this method and all the tools that they have put together in the nonprofit arena. She was instrumental with the American Disabilities Act several years ago, bringing it to the forefront through an accident in her own life, and she's going to share that with you. And through that medium of dealing with Washington, dealing with mayors of cities, dealing with local communities, she's brought it down to a point in a simplified package that we can present each and every one of you, that you can do it right in your own community. You can really be a part of changing the face of your community, your state, your region, and this whole country, and literally around the world. Very rarely do we ever have the opportunity to participate in a pioneers movement and have all of it done for you. And so you can have the opportunity tonight. And again, we want to congratulate you for being here, because we really truly can bring back America through the mediums of Miss Sherry Watson. And Sherry and her family have done an incredible job, and it truly is an honor and a privilege for me to introduce someone after having been in the news business and the video production business for 30 years. I think this is one of the most memorable moments I've ever had, because this person and her family and the people that she's brought to the table are changing the face of America, and you now have an opportunity to do the same. So Sherry, it is so great to be here with you. Congratulations on everything you've done, and I can't wait for them to see this webinar tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Russ. I really want to acknowledge Russ and being a mentor in my life. For 30 years, he's created videos and changed the business landscape for people and brought economics and changed communities. And just such an honor to have someone like Russ as part of our team as we really launch the power of purpose into creating 10,000 nonprofits in the next 3 years. And we want you to be one of them. So our step-by-step system, tonight we're going to go through a journey that's going to be life-changing for you. You know, this is a time where our country needs you to stand up and be part of those 10,000, the family we're creating, the communities we're creating. So with that, I want all of you to get your pen and papers ready. We have an incredible web class, like you said, 30 years worth of learning the hard way, and now being able to present a system where you're going to be able to simply go out and live your passion, live your purpose. You know, Russ talked a little bit about my journey, and I was able to turn tragedy into triumph. And so I want you to take that and think about the financial freedom you could bring to your family. What we're going to teach tonight is not just a little bake sale charity. It's about a profitable nonprofit corporation that takes care of you and your family. At the same time, you're making a huge impact and leaving a legacy. That's why our whole motto is do well by doing good. So get ready, you guys. I've had 30 years of raising 4 great children and 3 grandbabies now, and it's now time to share that knowledge with you guys so that together we rebuild America. At the same time, we're bringing that whole legacy piece to us, social significance, and making an impact and taking care of your family. So Russ, it's pretty awesome to be able to present this. So you guys get ready. and we're going to take it away.
Great.
First of all, I want to recognize each and every one of you for taking this amazing step that will be life-changing. Well, think about it. Getting paid for something you're passionate about. Getting paid to live your purpose. Do well by doing good. Get paid to live the life of your dreams. You guys, what I'm talking about is relevant for each and every one of you. For some of you, it's going to be the most powerful learning experience that you have ever made. And all of our students are enjoying the successes. Think about it. What is your legacy going to be? Some of you are stuck in a job that you do just to pay bills, living paycheck to paycheck. You're working hard to make someone else rich while you stay in survival mode. You're not following your passion. Your job dictates what you have to do. You know, folks, there's a lot of great programs out there to help you get off that treadmill. There are a lot of different types of real estate programs, and they're great. There's many types of stock market programs, option programs, commodities have been hot. It's all great, but there's one thing they all have in common. There's tons of competition. There's a lot of other very, very smart people who are playing the stock market and doing other things, so they're great. But you guys, one of the reasons that people like you get so excited about what we're doing is there's almost no competition the way we do it. So look at the people who do real estate, who do stocks. They're doing it just to make money. And whether they buy this building or someone else's, it doesn't matter. Someone's going to buy that building. But one thing that's different about what we do, it's about legacy. It's about feeling great. You guys, a lot of you have volunteered, and doesn't it make you feel great when you're making a difference, when you have an impact? Well, the reason people do all these things to make money is for social recognition. What I'm teaching is the social recognition that's ultimate. It makes you a hero in your community. So this is about quitting your job if you hate it, or those of you that love your job and it takes all your time, it's about working on your terms. So before we get started, I'm going to ask for your support. My speech might be a little slurred at times, and no, you guys, I haven't been at happy hour, right? So with full disclosure, in a little while, I'm going to share with you how I turned a tragedy into triumph. All of you on this call can enjoy the tremendous benefits of the generosity of our government, other funding sources, donors that want to pay you and give you thousands of dollars and millions of dollars. So you've been supporting the government long enough. Isn't it time for the government to support you in following your passions? Because I was introduced to this because of my journey that I'm going to share with you in a little bit. It was an incredible journey I'll share. But this isn't a program about me or about my journey, although that's what got me here. It was a motivator for me to learn how to get tens of millions of dollars for my nonprofit and helping other people get more than that. So I'm going to share with you what I learned and how I've been able to use the knowledge to benefit hundreds of thousands. I've been able to benefit thousands of people just like you and show them how to tap into this incredible resource. Now for the exciting news. Our mission at the Power of Purpose is to launch 10,000 new nonprofits. By the end of this presentation, you'll be 100% ready to take action and get started immediately. You guys, launching 10,000 nonprofits, the impact. So welcome. And so what if I told you you have a choice? How would you like to live your passion every day, get paid very well to do it, and help people along the way? Think about the difference of where you are now, you guys. You get in your car every morning, you go to a job that you feel like you're stuck in, and you have a daily grind, versus getting up every morning excited about the day because you're living your passion. You know, our mission of launching 2,000 nonprofits gets us up in the morning and excited because we're living our passion, our purpose. And what if I told you there was virtually unlimited amounts of money available to make this happen? Think about that. Unlimited amounts of money. In a little while, I'm going to show you some articles talking about trillions of dollars available. Think about that. I want you to stop for a minute. How big is trillions? I mean, we were pushing when we started talking about billions. Now we're talking trillions. And don't you think with trillions available, that with the right training, you could get just a tiny sliver? Great, you guys, that's what I'm going to teach you. So we're going to talk about the government's best kept secret, 501c3 corporations. Many of you know it as a nonprofit, a not-for-profit, or an NPO, nonprofit organization. Now, let's talk about the power of the 501c3 corporations, or as you know it, a nonprofit. It means you never have to pay taxes, and you never pay the money back. And what if you're doing something that's purely monetarily oriented? Well, no problem. A nonprofit can own a profit-making company. Think about this, guys. Every university almost in America does this. When they sell books at their bookstore, they make a profit. Look at hospitals. You can have entities, a for-profit, a nonprofit. We figured it out. We've lived this life. You don't have to do the hard work. We've done it for you. You don't have to do the research. We've done it for you. You can have the best of both worlds. So a lot of our students, who we've helped a lot, said, you know, instead of calling it a 501c3, we should call it a 501 See Me Make Money. Well, if you're a surgeon working for a hospital or doctor, can you make $1 million a year? You bet. It happens every day. There are surgeons, doctors. They work in nonprofit hospitals making $1 million a year. And if they save your life, your mom's life, are you happy they're making that kind of money? You bet. For you guys, and I can't just say guys, because I'm a big-time sports fanatic. Sports teams, say at USC, at Duke, all these great colleges, they pay their coaches $4 to $5 million a year. And you know what? Those colleges are a nonprofit. Am I opening your eyes to the nonprofit world? That's why some of our students are calling it the 501 See Me Make Money Corporation. And folks, nonprofits are the most profitable entity of all. My new mantra. You're thinking nonprofit. Yeah, right. But you're thinking, I need to make a profit. Folks, that is the biggest misperception in the world. It's the worst misuse of the English language I've ever heard, because nowadays, some of the biggest, hugest amounts of money in our society are for nonprofits. And the most generous salaries, and definitely the most generous benefits, healthcare, IRAs, those go to nonprofits. The great news I want to share with you is that you can have a profit. You can have 2 or 3 profit-making companies and a nonprofit that makes profit. So I'm not talking either or. You know, it's like this guy that was at our training, had a rock climbing business, for profit, and he wanted to expand it to work with kids and just couldn't find the funding. And I said, great, fantastic. You can get it funded if you're an approved nonprofit. So let me tell you about some nonprofits in the news. The Huffington Post says the greatest wealth transfer in history is underway. Between 2007 and 2061, total gifts to nonprofits are expected to be more than 27 trillion. Remember at the beginning when I said we're not talking about millions or billions anymore, we're talking trillions. We are in the greatest wealth transfer. Now is the time. Look at this next article, Forbes magazine, why you should run your business like a nonprofit. You know, highly successful individuals and business owners start nonprofits. Why? Not only to do good, but to generate more income. Look what the Harvard Business Review said. The nonprofit sector is a $100 billion opportunity. Guys, these articles just came out. Now is the time. Now more than ever. Achievers from around this country are getting together to learn the strategies for getting the competitive edge with the power of purpose. This program is like nothing you've ever seen. If you're a generous person and you were raised with the belief about giving back and making the world a better place, I'm going to show you how to make great money while making a huge difference starting now. That's why our saying is, do well by doing good. Start a nonprofit today. And when you do that, you can pay yourself a salary, you can quit your job, live your dream every day, help others, and change the world. Why take action now? Because the demand for leadership always increases with difficult times. And we are facing challenging times. You know, I look in my grandbaby's eyes now, and I'm more motivated than I've ever been to make sure they have the same opportunities that we've had. So I want to share with you how I got started. We were the all-American family, living the all-American dream. We had 2 baby boys, a 2-year-old and an 8-month-old. We had a house payment, a car payment. Oh, one Saturday afternoon, my way of getting out a little bit was riding my ATV 3-wheeler. So while my husband was with our baby boys while they were taking a nap, I went out riding my ATV 3-wheeler where I always rode, down in the subdivision, down by the river. It was December, hard ground. And as I was coming up, where I always came up over a spare lot, the next thing I know, I lost control of my life and my destiny. I was in a horrible accident. My husband, Tracy, got a knock on the door, and they said, you need to call an ambulance. Sherry's bleeding from the head. And so Tracy thought, well, stitches. Tracy walked down to the scene of the accident, and he said the last 20 feet were on his hands and knees as they found me laying there in a pool of blood, bleeding from my nose, my mouth, my ears, laying unconscious. And as he cradled me in his arms and the paramedics arrived, he heard him call out, we have a possible DOA, dead on arrival. As Tracy laid with me and prayed and said, please keep her with us and we'll live the life we're supposed to live. We'll make the impact from this. And from that, I was taken into the ambulance. And during the ambulance ride, Tracy sat in the front seat, and he said he turned around and he watched him put those defibrillators, those things that shock your heart back, because I quit breathing. And when they got me into the emergency room, they called my family into the quiet room. And by then my parents and his parents had got there, and the chaplain arrived, and he said, she's not going to live. And a few hours later, they couldn't get me stabilized. I was still in the emergency room, and they came back and said, you know, if she's a fighter, she has a 50-50 chance. And my family said, then get a room ready. I went through the journey of coma, the journey of brain injury, and believe me, coma is not like TV where you wake up and start talking. At a young age, I had everything taken away from me. I had to relearn how to swallow. That was one of the most difficult things I had to learn. Because we're born and we swallow. You don't think about that. How do you learn something you've never had to learn? And then learning how to talk, learning how to form my words again, learning how to walk. You know, my husband tells the story at our live trainings that when it really hit him what a long road we had ahead of us was the first time they took me to physical therapy and rolled me down in my wheelchair, lifted me out of my wheelchair, laid me on a mat, and for weeks taught me how to roll. And then weeks later taught me how to crawl. So I went through a whole process of relearning everything we take for granted. And when I say tragedy to triumph, what a blessing it was to learn there are no limits. The power of your mind. Every one of you listening right now, stuck in that job, just getting by, living paycheck to paycheck. The power of your mind. Live your passion. Don't wait. I was given that lesson at a young age, and I've been so blessed with the most incredible life because every day I've lived life to its fullest. I've lived on my terms. I've lived with making an impact. And that's what we want to share with you guys. I love this quote. It's really a fitting quote to me. It ain't how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Tell you what, put your mind to what your purpose is right now, what your passion is, what your project is. Don't wait. So I was able to turn my tragedy into triumph. Why did this happen to me? Why me? I laid there in ICU, intensive care unit, for months and couldn't talk. Nobody knew I was inside. I was trapped inside a body that couldn't respond. I heard them. I heard when the doctors came in and asked Tracy how I slept, or when they came in and said, she now has pneumonia, she might not make it through the night. I laid there and said, why me? Does that sound familiar? So many people I meet around the country have also faced tragedies. We've all faced tragedies, whether we've lost a loved one, whether we have a young kid with autism with no supports right now, whether we've lost our homes to foreclosure. I hear so many people saying, why me? But you know, for me, that didn't change anything. I was able to turn my why into what. Because of my mentor that sat with me every day in the hospital and finally said, girl, I know you're angry, but you know, medically, they can explain why you're alive. So now instead of ask why, it's time for you to ask what. What's my purpose? We have students all over the world who have now stepped forward and they're a veteran. They're stepping forward to empower other veterans that are coming home, that were our heroes, to give them a life of dignity. We have people, young women, who came from the foster care system, who are now doing transitional living for foster kids who are transitioning out because it's their purpose. We have other folks who are doing prison reentry programs, reintegration, people coming out of prison, to give them a life, give them an opportunity to be able to get that second chance in life. So again, turning your why into what. For me, that what was I stepped up and said, I want to help other folks that are going through this. I want to show folks that we have a life worth living, and we have something to show the American spirit. We reach for an inner strength that folks don't know about, the power of our mind that folks don't know about. So I was elected president of a national disability organization. I moved to Washington, D.C. I didn't know anything about Congress or funding. I couldn't even barely say the words. But great people came into my lives. Great people will come into your lives now that you've taken this first step to being one of the 10,000 nonprofits we're launching. I kept hearing about Jim Brady, and it's really emotional for me right now. We just lost Jim Brady. Jim Brady was such a mentor to me. People kept saying, you need to call him. And I sat in my office in D.C. and didn't know anything about legislation or Congress, couldn't even say the words. I could barely walk or talk. But I knew what my why was. I knew what I was going to do. Jim Brady was a press secretary for President Reagan. He took a bullet in the head for our president, and he also was sitting in the back room. I called Jim. He showed up at the office. I'm sitting there surrounded by boxes, not knowing how to start, and just started telling him how scared I was. I didn't know about this, but I knew I had a purpose. And I said, Jim, I've got to learn Congress. Do you think you can help me? And I'll never forget this, you guys. He leaned back in his wheelchair, got that little grin on his face, and he said, honey, if I could sell President Reagan to the American public for 8 years, I think I can help you. Incredible journey that we went through. That's where you're headed. So from that, moving to D.C., working with Jim Brady, working with Gary Busey, our first bill in Congress, we got $20 million to set up 4 regional brain injury centers. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the tools and knowledge that we're bringing to you. And then after we worked with Congress and Jim and Gary, we got involved in Hollywood. You guys, stars want to be a part of something bigger. The movie stars, the musicians, the athletes. So I got to work with Harrison Ford. You know, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, 7 Days, 7 Nights. Almost all famous athletes and musicians have their favorite charities. You want to get closer to that star, that athlete, that musician? You want to be in their inner circle? They're looking for a worthwhile cause. Like Sting, we know. He's a great supporter of restoring jungles and wildlife. Here's what Harrison Ford said about my contributions. Thanks for all you've done. You know, that coming from a world-famous movie star, that was from the bottom of his heart. He didn't do it for everyone that worked on the movie. He gave me a personally signed poster. That means a lot. Thanks for all you've done. How many of you would like to have your favorite movie star send you a note saying thanks for all you've done? Brad Pitt, Sandra Bullock. Wouldn't that make you feel pretty good, having that on your wall? You can do it if you have a nonprofit, and you can end up with their money behind it. So my tragedy to triumph, I have residual effects. My speech is slurred. I'm sure you've noticed that a few times. I gave you a warning in the beginning. But you know what? I've had an amazing journey and working with great people now. All of you guys now on this call, we work with Matt Sorum, the drummer for Guns N' Roses, and I love music. Matt's bringing music and arts back to our kids, back to our schools. So think of what you can do having that life now that's better than ever. So from that journey that I went on, that you're about to take, think about this, you guys. I was a young gal, little country girl, never flown, could barely walk or talk where people understood me, and I was able to lead a civil rights movement for people with disabilities. We created the Americans with Disabilities Act, an equal society for all people. You're on an incredible journey now that you're taking this first step. You know, my tragedy to triumph led me to having more meaning and more significance in my life than I ever would have working a job, and that's where you're headed. So I was able to get $20 million for brain injury centers. I founded and helped launch 6 nonprofits: the National Head Injury Foundation, Friends Helping Friends, Disability Resource Center, Southwest Center for Independence, Enchanted Arts, San Juan Center. Look at that. They can be very diverse and very different. I've served on the board for 15 other nonprofits, and during that time, $90 million in funding. It's a total over $130 million in funding and counting. We have students all over the world now that are doing amazing projects, taking care of them and their family, and living a life full of purpose, and every day excited to get up and see what kind of impact they can make next. So because I've done so much for so long with the nonprofits, the bottom line, I can show you how to access all the money you'll ever need for your nonprofit. So when you fund your nonprofit with the power of grant money, people ask, what is grant money? Grant money comes from your tax dollars. Think about it. When I said, isn't it time the government support you in living your passion? All that money you're putting into the system, that's your money now to live your purpose, live your passion. And we all live by humor. We've got to have fun doing this. My motto is, if it's not fun, we're not doing it. Always has been. So we say grant money is your money, just gently recycled by the government. So we're going to show you a way to get everything you paid in taxes back and a much, much more. You know, they said I'd never walk. And they said I can't do it. I walked. And you know what? I'm not just walking, I'm jogging. They said I'd never have children again. Well, I had 2 more beautiful baby girls who are now healthy young women and mothers to my 3 grandbabies. They told me I'd never get a grant. I got a grant. I got another grant. I got $20 million, not just for me, for folks like you, for great, great people like you guys. Right now, some of you are telling yourself, I can't do it, I can't do this, I can't get a grant. Don't believe the people that have told you all your life that you can't do this, you can't do that. I wouldn't be able to be here and take you through this if I would have believed people. I'm telling you, I'm the voice of experience. You can do it. You have to believe in your dreams. Whenever someone tells you you can't do it, you guys, I want you to see a big L on their head. Loser. I used to call them dream killers. And I'm the person that can make your dream a reality. So folks tell you can't get a grant? Hey, I'm here to tell you with our help and our system, we turn that volume off and listen to what I'm telling you now. It doesn't have to be a brain injury. In fact, we don't want it to be. It might have been a bad divorce. It might have been a bad childhood. There are a lot of problems in the world. Maybe you have asthma because you had to breathe terrible air in the city, or you live next to a freeway or factory. There are a lot of problems that our country is facing. Severe economic problems. We've lost hundreds of thousands, millions of manufacturing jobs. And the way to solve these problems, the government wants you to solve them. We're the government. There's billions of dollars in grants. Think about that. We have trillions that overall, and in the government we have billions of dollars just in that section to get you money. You'll never get that kind of money without our system. So what's a grant? People always ask that. Well, it's an award of money, a product or service that does not have to be paid back. The free transfer of property, and personally, I like both definitions. And then I get asked, does a grant have to be paid back? No. Then I get asked, do I need credit to get a grant? Nope. Do I need collateral for a grant? 9. That's Sherman for no. Is there a limit on the number of grants I can apply for? No. That's Spanish for no. So what I want you to do is get out your pen and paper. Do you have it right beside you? Get it ready. Because we're going to go through an exercise now. You guys, you've committed to this time, so I really want us to now put things in writing. I'm going to go through some passions projects, and I want you to prioritize and rate them. What really ignites you? Then at the end, we're going to see which one is the highest. It doesn't have to be a 10, but ask yourself, if you follow this passion, if you build this project, would you feel better than you do about working your job every day? Nobody says you have to quit your job. You can do both, you guys. But wouldn't it be nice to have that option? So I want you to write down the answer to this question. What is your passion? What is your project? I love this quote with John Maxwell. A dream is an inspiring picture of the future that energizes your mind, will, and emotions, empowering you to do everything you can to achieve it. Dreams propel us forward. They give us energy, and they make us enthusiastic. How awesome is that to get up every day, living your dream, the energy, the enthusiasm, moving us forward. So what is your passion? I want to go over some of these things now. You look at the pictures, if you're looking at this webinar, people that are seniors, making this world green, working with children, eradicating poverty, feeding the homeless, devastated areas that are rebuilt, animals. Think about all those things. We're going to start ranking them. What is your passion? What is your purpose? There's no wrong answers. One common thread, whatever your passion is, the power of purpose can help me get this. So let's start talking about these now. I want you to rank them. Keep that paper by you. Affordable housing. You know, you guys, we have firefighters who live 90 minutes away from where they work, and that's not right. We are changing that right now. People just like you are changing the lives of firefighters, teachers, policemen who can't afford to live in their own communities, and now they live locally. They can respond more quickly to crimes, fires, get to work more quickly. And you know what? Their children can be members of the community. It's people just like you guys that are making that possible through the incredible power of purpose. Eco-friendly, renewable energy. All the projects that we have doing commercial properties, making them LEED certified, reducing our carbon footprints. Think of all the things that could be done in the renewable energy area. Here's one that's near and dear to my heart. Veterans. You hear on the media all the time now what's going on with veteran services. To go in and empower veterans, to let them come home and rebuild America with all the skills when they've rebuilt the rest of the world. So you look at that and you think about the common sense solutions that every one of you can bring with your nonprofit, setting up an employment center, setting up job training for veterans. What about seniors? So many of us have parents. We don't want to see them go into a nursing home and lose everything they've worked for. We don't want to see them live without supports. What can we do now with seniors? What about the wisdom that seniors bring forward to us? Youth, empowering our future leaders, giving them hope. Youth entrepreneurial programs, all the different things to inspire them, to give them purpose. Think about them learning to live their passion now and make an impact. Healthcare. Look at what we're doing in healthcare. Look at all the new challenges, the new fundraising things that are going on. Healthcare. We can bring in alternative medicine, alternative healers. All that can be done through your nonprofit, empowering your passion. Housing counseling, financial literacy. There's still such a foreclosure tsunami going on. Being able to bring people in to help them save their homes, or bring that single mom in to be able to help her get her first time home with her children. So some of the projects we're doing around the country and around the world, autism centers, vocational training centers, creating jobs, youth empowerment centers, financial literacy centers, disability centers, transitional living programs. Think about the transitional living programs, not only for veterans, but people with disabilities, for young adults transitioning out of foster care, for young adults with autism. There's many, many ways we can create solutions to all the things that are facing us right now. Wellness center. Really bringing that to our communities and talking about prevention, wellness. What is the power of purpose? You get paid to live your passion. So some real life examples I'm going to share with you from our students. $75,000 salary, $6,000 a year for health care for a family of six, $6,000 a year into your 401k, your IRA, $120,000 a year for your expense account, $10,000 a month, $6,000 a year car payment, $500 a month, $12,000 a year for business expenses, your laptop, $48,000 for your office lease. That's $4,000 a month for 5,000 square feet. $25,000 a year for your assistant. Your total $298,000 in your nonprofit where you're living your dream every day. So you're getting paid to live your passion. So that piece of paper you have beside you, where you're ranking, whether it's affordable housing, seniors, veterans, youth, all those, I want you to keep that right beside you as we go on this journey. So there's two paths on how to live the life of your dreams. There's path one, the traditional way. Work hard every day to pay the bills. Spend a few hours a week, if you're lucky, on your passion. And retire in 40 years to follow your dreams, if you're lucky. Look at path two, the power purpose way. Create your dream job to pay the bills. Get paid to spend every day living your purpose and your passion. And start living your purpose today. Which path would you rather take? So bringing your project alive. You've got your paper beside you. You've got that one prioritized that just, boy, get you really ignited inside and get you excited inside. Here's how you can use the power of purpose for real estate. You can do residential real estate. You can do vacant commercials, properties, brand new development, and the greatest opportunity in America is free real estate. Free real estate, guys. I'm going to talk to you some more about that. There's a lot of activity going on in the media about nonprofits and real estate. And those of you that are in real estate know the real estate world has changed forever. Even if you're not in real estate, the most phenomenal way to bring funding, bring money into your nonprofit is free real estate. Look what some of the things are being said. CNBC, Fox News, Money News, San Francisco Gate, Huffington Post, Financial News says nonprofits getting first shot at bank foreclosures. Investors Business Daily said nonprofits get first jump on foreclosure sales. Wall Street Journal, nonprofit solution to housing foreclosures. CBS News, nonprofits getting first shot at bank foreclosures, helping homebuyers and neighborhoods. I want to read you one of our great success stories. $14,000 a month to help people keep their homes. Sherry's program taught me how to get paid to help people in foreclosure. I now make $14,000 a month in my nonprofit to keep individuals and families in their homes. I feel fantastic about the people I'm able to help. Taylor Perezio, San Diego. So there's two paths to take in your nonprofit. In real estate, the traditional way, you spend your hard-earned money on marketing. You chase after deals with no guarantees. You don't get paid until after you close on a deal, right? You pay all the expenses. Let's look at the power of purpose way, path two. Free marketing from the media. So now you're a hero in your community. I want to show you an article from a couple of our students who have a very successful for-profit real estate company. But now with their nonprofit, they sent this article and said, we can have paid money enough to get this kind of coverage in our for-profit. Their nonprofit, the article says, brothers work together to help patriots. So looking at the path of real estate, the deals chase after you. Not only you've got free marketing in our hero, now the banks, HUD, they're referring deals to you, people to you. And the nonprofit pays your salary, your expenses, your staff, your office, even if you don't close the deal. So which path would you rather take? Here's another great success story. Tens of thousands of dollars in grant money to supercharge my nonprofit. Just by using one of SherryWatson's 7 powerful proven grant money generating secrets, I was able to receive tens of thousands of dollars in grant money that never has to be paid back to supercharge my nonprofit. And this is just the beginning. Can't wait to see what happens next. Thank you, Sherry. Suzette Rebella, Hayward, California. So I want to go over a case study now. You have the note in front of you about what lights you up. You know that there are no limits. You know that you cannot wait. You cannot wait. So now let me walk you through one of our students who was on a webinar just like you are, sitting on the phone, listening, and she had a 77-acre ranch in danger of being lost. She sat there and listened, took action. Guys, she took action that night. And from our system, she created a 501c Make Money Corporation. She met with local legislators to bring solutions and said she had a ranch that could do great things on it. Her nonprofit used grant money to pay the rent to the ranch, more than enough to pay the mortgage payment, so she saved the ranch. She turned garbage into gold. She used big tobacco money to pay for youth smoking cessation programs. The kids created their own documentary to help other kids quit smoking, and she was featured on National Geographic. She was on a call just like you guys, took action, set up her nonprofit, and was able to use tobacco money to set up a youth smoking cessation program, wrote in all the things I showed you, her salary, rented a ranch, okay, and created a program that made a huge impact in the community and saved her ranch. Now, if you look at that ranch that we work out of, pretty amazing, huh? And here's what her great success story, $78,000 a year and growing. SherryWatson's program has been the most powerful business investment I've ever made. In only a few hours of actual work, I was able to get a guaranteed $78,000 in grant money to support my new nonprofit. Since then, I've been working with Sherry and her team to create even more funding for my nonprofit. The money keeps on rolling in. I can't wait to see what happens next. Margaret Merrill, Scottsdale, Arizona. So funding for vacant commercial properties. Think about that. How many vacant commercial properties do you drive by every day? Every day. Well, did you know that you can partner with your city and county to get funding for turning an eyesore into a community success story? That's what we're going to do, guys. So when we talk about vacant commercial properties, just to give you an idea, that piece of paper you have beside you, some of the projects we're doing with vacant commercial: assisted living, again working with seniors; affordable housing, providing housing to people who have not had that opportunity. They can't afford to live where they work; employment training, creating jobs, bringing our heroes home with dignity and respect; youth entrepreneurial programs, giving our future generation, our future leaders, hope and the tools for leadership; veterans programs, and much, much more. So those are, think about it. Let me give you another case study. I've talked about what you can do with commercial properties. You've got your paper beside you, whatever your passion is. Let me go over a case study. Creekview Lodges is a vacant 80-room long-term care facility, 99,000 square feet on 18 acres in Michigan. Well, she again was sitting on a call, listening, and took action. And this is what we did, the case study. She, as a real estate investor, she knew there was an opportunity, but she didn't know what to do with the building. So our goal, working through our system, her taking action, was determine the funding that was available, whatever the project was. Strategy, connect with state officials, state agency to find out the future direction of Michigan and the potential funding opportunities. So her working with our proven step-by-step system, this is what happened with Jill. Her success story, 1 million plus in equity in one short year. I was able to find a vacant commercial building for pennies on the dollar, but I had no idea what I was going to do with it until I met Sherry Watson. Sherry's proven system taught me how to get backstage with people in seats of power. When I left the Power of Purpose training, I had a complete plan on how to fund my commercial building. One short year later, I have a beautiful assisted living facility that's serving the elders in my community. Plus, I've already made $1 million on this building. I couldn't have done it without Sherry Watson's help. My community and I can't thank you enough. Jill Shepard. So, here's a question for you. What do you think of when you think of a nonprofit building? I want you to look at this picture on the screen. And if you're not looking, it's a beautiful 4-story glass building. How would you like to have a building like this, guys? Would you like to own it? Well, that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So, looking at this building, it's one of my colleagues. It's called Access Living, 44,000 square feet office development. Independent Living Center, $12.9 million in Chicago, brand new development. Green construction, Gold LEED certified, the second highest rating a green building can receive. So again, looking at your paper, renewable energy, green technologies, is that one? Look what we've implemented into this brand new development. So that whole thing was 100% funded through a combination of federal, state, and private donors. So the greatest opportunity in America, the power of free real estate. Listen to that again. The power of free real estate. This is the greatest way to tap in this country's wealth and use it for the good to rebuild America and the world. So what I'm talking about is how people are donating real estate to nonprofits to fulfill their mission. So if you have a nonprofit, this will benefit you greatly. If you're taking action and starting one now, right now, this is going to push you over the edge. Folks, if you're thinking you're going to do it next year, it's going to be too late. Start now. Put off anything else you're doing. The slow, old-fashioned real estate, you can still do it. Because if you want to get something quick, you want to get a big building, a huge chunk of money on the fast track, this is the down market. There are more people who want to give away more properties than ever before. You heard that article that just came out. The greatest transfer of wealth is happening right now in history in real estate. Banks are willing to work with you to write off mortgages. The donors are able to relieve their tax burden. Now is the time to take action. For a lot of you, it's the only way you're going to ever make significant money in real estate. You'll be introduced to Mr. Chase Magnuson. This is a man who for the last 16 years has specialized in helping nonprofits like the one you're about to have. You'll acquire buildings worth literally anywhere from hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, totally free of charge. We're doing it. There's no other guy like Chase. We're so proud to have him on our team. He's been in the Wall Street Journal. He's been in Forbes. You can't get these guys on the internet. He's only working with us. So how you can get charitable giving of real estate donations. You guys, just one donation can be worth hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in your nonprofit. Look at this great, great success story. Suzanne is a woman veteran. Her whole nonprofit is to empower women veterans to create employment opportunities. And she says, I joined Sherry's program 5 months ago, and in that time I've used her system to locate real estate that would be suitable for donation of charitable property. Not only did I find multiple properties, but also I actually have 5 properties that were donated free and clear. With Sherry's help, I now have purchasers bidding on the properties, and they are now closed. With Sherry's program, I've learned how living my passion of supporting and empowering women veterans is making a difference. Thank you, Sherry, for all you do to support my vision. How awesome is that? So the real exciting news is that there are no limits to the power of purpose. You guys, I want you to think bigger and dream bigger than you've ever dreamt before. I've lived this life. Our students are living this life. Our goal is to help you get to your ultimate purpose. But look at that piece of paper. If all we did today was help you identify a project that you feel good about, make money doing, and change the world, would that be okay? You know, we've talked about a lot of different funding sources. Here's another one. Angel investors. They invested $18 billion in nonprofits in 1 year. You know, it's not just about the money. The power of purpose is, of course, partly for the money because you make more money more quickly than any other investment, right? But more important, if you want to give back, you're not just doing it for the money. The power of purpose lets you live your passion. It fulfills the total you. And that's something that no investment in stocks or real estate can do for you. So now is the time to take action. Governments, private foundations, angel investors, individuals are giving away more money than ever before. Never have I talked about trillions, and to have it come out in the media and articles and studies, trillions of dollars available. Now is the time to take action. Foundations, another funding source for nonprofits. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has over $38 billion and must donate at least $1.5 billion a year, including now Warren Buffett's contribution. They are expected to donate over $100 billion during their lifetime. Now, you guys, think about that, $100 billion. Don't you think your nonprofit could be a part of that? In the United States, over $416.5 billion was donated to charities last year. And guess what? This year and next year are expected to exceed that number, because that means more than $1 trillion. And that's just on donations by individuals, is donated to nonprofits every 3 years in the U.S. alone. And that's not even including our foreign donations. So there really are no limits. Now is the best time in history to tap into the wealth of funding available and start living your passion while helping change the world. So I am announcing, I'm so proud, Purpose into Profits. For the first time, I'm unveiling our Purpose into Profit system. I'll be revealing my new step-by-step system shortly. It's our Purpose into Profit system. It's 15 plus hours of step-by-step videos, training modules, We've got a manual. It's an A to Z blueprint manual that includes 25 plus years, my foundational strategies and techniques. It's a complete step-by-step into the nonprofit world. Our purpose into profits, key to the vault, our digital. I want to show you how this key unlocks the door to all my techniques, secrets, and strategies I've used over the past 30 years in launching and funding several successful nonprofits. It includes templates, it includes forms, applications, checklists that we use today, every day while we walk the walk. So I real fast want to take you to the digital format here to get you started with the power purpose. Right here are all the keys to unlock the vault. It was done professionally by a team of producers and directors. It's amazing to work with them. You'll see the quality of the videos that we have. Look at all this. You'll get hours and hours of videos and things to go in your training. So you guys were so proud of that. So with that, you get the manual, all the things that go with that. Now, let me take you back to the PowerPoint. So right now, when you sign up, you're going to get instant access to the material as soon as you register. You guys, hours and hours of DVDs, templates, audios. You can get your nonprofit started right away. So we want to get you some bonuses because we have a mission to launch and empower 10,000 nonprofits. So we're going to make sure you're successful. These are the best bonuses around, hands down. Bonus 1, free attendance for you and a guest to attend our live training. Let's take a closer look at our information-packed hands-on training. It's a $997 value. So here's what you'll learn. You're going to learn how to create your 501c make money, how to get tax-exempt status, how to get paid $100,000 plus, even if it's part-time, to live your passion, achieving financial freedom while making a difference, real estate funding strategies for your nonprofit, whether it's through vacant commercial properties, turning that community eyesore into community success story, becoming a magnet for free real estate, the best sources of grant money, how to generate funding on autopilot, the top 10 ways to market your nonprofit, become a hero in your community, 3-day, hands-on, full immersion, live training with me and the Power Purpose team. It's tax deductible. Check with your accountant. And you guys bring a family member for free, a spouse, a significant other, parent, child. So bonus 2, monthly Q&A and resource calls, $3,000 value. We're going to stay connected with you. We're going to make sure that you have the success to go out there and make the impact and live your passion. So the next one is bonus 3, $197 value. Once you invest in this system, we're going to set up a strategy call with our purpose consultants. I want you to know we're going to give you every tool, every resource possible to help you become successful in achieving your nonprofit, helping change the world, and taking care of you and your family. This could be the last training you'll ever invest in out of your own pocket. Here's one of our success stories from our student. $10,000 training fund. Hi, Sherry, you won't believe it. I got a grant. An attorney from a foundation in Manchester, New Hampshire just called. I am getting $10,000. Watch out. I'm going now. Ellen Chase, Seabrook, New Hampshire. So if you look at the bonuses, attendance to live training, $997. Startup strategy session with our purpose consultants, $197. Resource Q&A calls every month, $3,000. Do well by doing good, priceless. You're going to live the life of your dreams. Total bonuses, you guys, over $4,000. So that's not even a half-brainer. It's a no-brainer. So right now, only $997. But you know what? We're making your first donation to your new nonprofit. The total investment tonight, with our donation of $700 to your new nonprofit, your investment right now, is $297. See that button? Click on the button right now to receive everything, bonuses, the step-by-step proven system for $297. Put the power of purpose to work for you. Learn step-by-step how to get well paid to live your passion and help change the world along the way. Create financial freedom for you and your family. Here's one of our great students, the success story. $90,000 over 3 years and $1 million more available. Exciting news. Everything in your program you taught us works. I just received a $90,000 seed grant for my nonprofit. It gets even better. I was just informed from my county that there's $1 million available and my program is a perfect fit. Thank you so much, Sherry. Your program has changed my life. Sharon Schutte, Lakeland, Florida. I love that last line. Your program has changed my life. You guys, it's so different to live a life of purpose, that you're making an impact versus getting in your car, dragging yourself to work, clocking in, working a job you don't like, or being overwhelmed in a job you do love and never having time for anything else. We're giving you the tools and the resources to live the life of your dream. So think about it. Path 1, the traditional way. Do nothing now. Continue as always. Spend a few hours a week, if you're lucky, on your passion. Retire in 40 years to follow your dreams. Path 2, the power of purpose way. Take action now. Achieve financial freedom while spending every day living your passion. Start changing the world today. You know, folks, 30 years ago when I started on this incredible journey, if I had the system that I'm offering you, I'd be so much further ahead. You know, sure, I'm proud of the 20 million I got, and I'm proud of the 400 jobs I've created, my last nonprofit, and our students all over America and the world that are creating affordable housing, bringing impact. But what I'm most proud of is the system I've created, because I know long after I'm gone, you and some of your children are going to get tens of millions and more of free money to make this world a better place. That's what I'm so proud of. So don't wait. Guys, click the button. You heard my story. Another one of my colleagues introduced me, telling a story about his brother that waited till he was going to retire to go live his passion and bring vaccinations to the kids in Africa, because he was a well-known doctor. 6 months before he retired, he died. And then Lee tells the story about don't waiting, because he faced it firsthand. So what we're going to show you is the fast track and the huge amounts of money available. You know, some of you on the call, I hate to say it, but I'm the voice of truth. You're going to die before you ever realize your dreams unless you tap into these trillions of dollars. You know, those of you who are really serious, I promise we're going to do our best to help you enjoy all the good things in life that you and your family deserve while making this world a better place. We're going to show you how to build your fortune so that you can live your purpose and passion now. So in closing, I want you to ask yourself these things. What do you love to do? Who would you love to help? What do those people want and need? How can you provide that want and need for them? When you provide the need, how will it improve their lives? How do you feel about helping them? When do you want to start having this feeling? What you're doing today, right now, listening, you have an opportunity to make this a better world. What are you doing today to make yourself happy by serving others? What are you doing right now to make sure you don't waste any more time? Let's work together in building and growing your nonprofit corporation where we can change lives, heal communities, empowering those who are dedicating their lives to service. And let's raise this country to new heights. You know, movements are about momentum. Momentum is fueled with passion and purpose. Guys, we're working with amazing people all around this world. People that are building sober living homes, providing financial literacy training, empowering young people to believe in themselves and their dreams, supporting and serving our veterans who've given so much and a lot more that create hope, prosperity, and wellness. We're blessed and excited to be at the center of this movement, and we're welcoming you right now to join us as we all work together to reshape the fabric of America and of this world. We'll do it with the power of purpose, the power of passion, and you.